Capricorn, how are you doing? I hope that you're doing amazing. Welcome to your general reading for 7 till 13 August with me, Adrian Nelson, your psychic tarot reader. Please remember these messages are general, so please take them as they resonate. We're going to take a look at your recent past, your immediate future, and also obviously where you are at the moment, your power at the moment. We're going to clarify, and then we're going to end off with an oracle card message for you. If during the reading you come across anything that really resonates with you, anything that you want to say yes to, anything you want to claim for yourself, place your hand on your heart, take a nice deep breath, and claim that for yourself. Say, hell yes to that. Okay, so let's see what's going over there. Decision time. Definitely decision time for you, Capricorn, there in the recent past, but decisions that can also really lead to very good outcomes, especially for love, especially for peace of mind, especially for success and abundance and prosperity. A little bit of a shift in mind might be required here, Capricorn. Quite a bit of release going forward from things that are holding you back. This is basically you being in a cycle where you are realizing that the cycle is busy coming to an end. It's not fully at an end yet, busy coming to an end, and in order getting prepared in order to go into a new cycle. All right. So in the recent past, we got the Page of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the Page of Cups. All right. So 2 pages for you over there in your recent past. And pages are about making decisions. Pages are about not necessarily committing to a decision yet, but sort of like contemplating, shifting, in the mind, kind of like sifting through thoughts, getting gut feelings, that sort of thing. What is it that you want? Where is it that you want to go? And I feel that for many of you, there's quite a big decision time of what is it that you want. I must say, Capricorn, that for some reason I get the feeling that you might be dealing with someone that might be, it's almost like trying to find the right words. It's almost like trying to or would like to give your cup of love, your compassion, your second chance, your everything to a person, and at the same token feeling a little bit in limbo there, because it's almost like waiting for the other person to sort of like decide what they're going to do. It's almost like it's completely against your nature. It might not feel all that comfortable because it's that sense of, this is what I'd really like to have, this is what I'd like to experience, this is what I'd like to have with you. But then you might be dealing with someone that might be a little bit evasive, that might be walking circles around you, that might not be sort of taking your calls, answering your texts, that sort of thing. Some of you may have gone to the point of actually emailing somebody, maybe having something delivered to them, to something like Amazon with a little note over there. So it's like, can you just give me some attention? Can we talk about it? But I do feel that for many of you, there is a space of wanting something, Capricorn, which it's almost like the other person or parties or whatever have to agree and say yes or no. And I feel that you are very ready to commit to someone. Is this the best person to commit to? Let's have a look. So in your current space, 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. All right. So as I said, decision time. I feel that for many of you Capricorns, you want what you'd like to have, which is perfect. I mean, you've got every right to want what you want to have. But I do feel though there is a little bit of a thing here of wanting things on your terms. So this is what I want, this is what I like, but this is how I want it, and I want them to be like this sort of thing. But the thing is, people are who they are, and we can have a conversation with them and those sort of things and compromise and whatever. But at the end of the day, it's ultimately up to them. I don't know, I get things very at extremes here for you, Capricorn. It's either, this is what I want, or, or completely sort of what we sometimes call compromises, or completely almost sort of like losing yourself in the connection. And neither extremes really sort of work, neither of the two is really, really feasible. But where you are at the moment, I feel there's an opportunity for growth, and there is an opportunity to say, well, we tried that and that didn't work, that so didn't work, and we tried this and this so didn't work. That maybe try something different, like a middle ground sort of thing, which may pay off really, really well. But it might mean, though, that there might be more of a peaceful separation that's taking place over here. Whereas, and I'm going to encourage you to maybe look at the reading for the energy for the person you're dealing with as well. But when you look at that, don't look at it in a sense of, let me see how they are wrong. It's more to get an understanding of where they may be coming from, in a way that you may not understand, because we don't always communicate in the same ways, not all of us do. And sometimes we get things sort of like misconstrued over there. Yeah, sort of like lost in translation type of thing. I don't know, Capricorn, it feels to me almost like you need some time on your own. It feels like you need some time to, like it's almost like you need some time to find yourself, to find who is it that I am, what are the dreams that I abandoned along the way, who and what did you want from life when you were a small girl, when you were a small boy? Do you still want those? What were your dreams before you kind of got yourself... I don't even know why this is coming up in my mind, but it's almost like in a web of lies, or tangled in sort of like a web of lies. And remember, lies can also be, lies in tarot, it's not necessarily me outright lying to you, deceiving you. It could also be the things that I'm not willing to look at within myself, the things that I choose to overlook, that sort of thing. But there's a real beautiful healing that's coming about here for you. I have to be honest now, of course, this is a general reading, so you only want to take it as it resonates, but I do feel that for some of you, even though you're willing to give your heart, it's like there's some inner work that you needed, that's required for you to do first, before you commit to someone else. And I feel that for many of you, you are doing that work at the moment. It's not easy, but then going forward, with the devil, the Queen of Wands, and the world energy over there, it is that energy of releasing with the devil there. It's an energy of saying, or of getting a clearer understanding of how am I holding myself back. There are some ties that are being cut here in the past, in the future, going forward for you, because even though I feel where you are at the moment, Capricorn, this is a space where you need to get some clarity about what it is that you want in your life, in your everyday, giving yourself a break. You want to get to the space where you really get that peace of mind, where you are getting into what you really want. Is you want to get into a space where you can be with someone and still remain completely yourself. So you're not defined by the fact that you're in a relationship or status or possessions or stuff like that, And I feel that there's a real breakaway. It's like almost like you're taking things back to simple here. For you, really working on yourself. What is it that you want? And then also letting go of a lot of things that you may have thought define you that actually do not. Okay? We all do that from time to time as people, it's just human nature. We all do that. Let's see what guidance we've got there for you for the recent past. So you've got the star, which is quite beautiful. It's that Aquarius, humanitarian sort of energy. Three major arcana there in the recent past, sort of like clarifying three minor arcanas, even though the three minor arcanas are what we call the court cards. Court cards are basically pages, knights, queens, and cups. So a little bit more serious than, just something small. And I feel that for many of you, Capricorn, there in the recent past, you've probably got a very clear grasp, a very clear understanding of what actually is going on, I feel that those decisions that you started to make, or maybe started to act upon, but at least the thoughts and things that you started to have, they brought you closer into alignment with what is serving your highest good. You realize that some changes had to come about there. And what is beautiful for many of you, I feel that you realize that some changes needed to come about, but you also realize that there's a little bit of time that is required in order to certain steps needed to take place, and you got that. Funny enough, I did a reading for Taurus, and in many ways one of the challenges that Taurus had is that Taurus didn't actually, it's not so much that they didn't get it, they didn't want to get it. Whereas you, it's great, you really actually got it, but now you're in the current space. It's almost like you and Taurus's recent past and current energy is being reversed, okay? So maybe you're dealing with a Taurus, or you just got Taurus in your chart, in which case you might want to look at the Taurus reading as well. In your current space, first of all, you've got 9 of Pentacles twice. There's a rekindling taking place here in your current space. So, like a flame being relit, basically. 9 of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and the 2 of Cups, current space. There is definitely a space of trying again. There's a space of giving things a second chance. I feel that you're sort of giving your heart again, but you're giving your heart from a very different space this time around. Some of you may have been a little bit self-centered, selfish without actually realizing it. It's not like you're meant to be a horrible person. You just didn't get it. And there's a real opportunity here for a second chance. There's a real opportunity to make things work. Whereas before, it may have been really, really challenging, There seems to be a real turning point, the 7th or 13th August. It seems to be a real turning point in energies to get some real clarity for what it is that you actually want to have, versus what it is that you don't want to have. In your immediate future, Queen of Swords, 9 of Wands, 4 of Wands. So some of you may have said, I am done with that person. Never, ever, ever, don't you even dare say their name. It's that sort of thing. Whereas before, things were a bit trippy, but maybe you needed to work things out, and I feel that those things are being worked out. Whether you continue with the same person or a different person, in many ways, you were the creator of a lot of your own problems, and I feel that many of you are getting it going forward, and you're not getting it in a sense of like, oh my goodness, look at what a loser I am, look how I'm messing up my life. It's saying, okay, so there is room for growth, that is what I need to do, that is what needs attention. It's about taking a very loving, kind, mature approach to your own sort of progress in life as you go forward, which all of we need to do if we go into life, because life is constantly changing, You've got the Queen of Wands, the 9 of Wands, and the 4 of Wands going forward. I think I already showed you, but let me show you again in any case. There's more clarity of decision coming about, especially in the recent past with this, this devil energy and this Queen of Wands. There's a space of realizing like, okay, this is how I, sort of like sabotage myself, this is how I helped myself back before, and then you realize that you've got different options, you've got different choices. And I want to really, 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 speak to your heart, Capricorn, and let you know that sometimes in life, we only know what we know. And so sometimes afterwards, when you get to a point where you realize, I've been holding myself back, I've been sabotaging myself, I've been standing in my own way, we almost become nasty towards ourselves, and that in itself is crippling as well. So, but I feel you're going to a space where you're moving past the crippling things. So just because you realize you've been holding yourself back before, have new choices, doesn't mean that you have to blame yourself for the past or someone else, because we only know what we know, We don't condone the bad, but you don't have to carry it with you all day, every day either. There is some healing. There's a definite possibility of a separation here for some of you. But it doesn't have to mean that you're separating from your person. It could mean that you're separating from the version of you and the version in their space, the version of themselves as well. I see it coming from both sides, saying, well, that is not who we want to be anymore, so what is it that we need to do in order to be who we want to be? And things that seemed like they're never going to work out may actually possibly end up in marriage, may possibly end up in high-level commitment. Okay. If you want some deeper exploration into that, we can always book a personal reading and we can have a look at that. But for now, let's see what the universe has got for you in an oracle card. If that resonates with you, Capricorn, if that was helpful, I'd really appreciate you liking the video. Hit that subscription button, all notifications, so you know what happens every week. There's potential for this reading. There's potential for this energy. There's potential for this connection, This is not a space of all is lost. It may feel like a space of all is lost, but it's not a space of all is lost. It's more a space of realizing, we tried this, didn't work, maybe we should do it somehow do it differently. Okay, I wish you all the best. That's what I got for you, beautiful Capricorn. Do have a look at the link down below in the description for my step-by-step tarot reading course if you're interested. There's a free oracle card reading course. Definitely have a look at that free guided hypnosis that's coming up. Will really, really help you. From my heart, namaste, love and light. See you next time. Bye.